Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope I find everyone very well today. So here are little TarotScopes for you guys for the new moon in Aries. The new moon energy usually lasts about 2 to 3 weeks. But as a reminder, these can be used for your sun, moon, and or rising signs. Be sure to check all of your guys' signs so you guys can go ahead and figure that out in terms of what's going on for you, and you guys can kind of get a refined clarity regarding what's going on for you during this cycle. Also remember that if you guys would like to book a reading to find out the origins of what's currently blocking you, intuitiveperceptions.com, and go to the services tab. And I'm also available on Messenger as well, Facebook Messenger. Check the description box for a link there to the Facebook page for our channel. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed these little TarotScopes here for the new moon in Aries. Alrighty, let's get your guys' readings. So Aries, we have this new moon in your sign. I can see that during this time, you may have a lot of contention. And I also kind of feel, Aries, that this contention, I'm not trying to say that the majority of it, but I do feel that a lot of it may be coming from you. And I also feel, Aries, that there's this dynamic that's kind of transpiring for you. I kind of feel, Aries, that there are people in your life that you really don't want to let go of. And I feel as though that you know that you need to let go of them. But it's almost like you don't want to be the one to blame regarding walking away. But at the same time, you do want to walk away. There's this very strange dynamic going on here. And I also feel like there's a reason why maybe you may be clinging on to these people, Aries. There's because I feel like there's a need, but I feel like the need that's involved regarding clinging on is a desire that you have, and maybe they give it to you or they supply it for you. So I'm just feeling, Aries, that there's a real need to walk away here. And another part of this dynamic is you kind of want them to walk away from you. But Aries, I mean, since you may be clinging, if they were to walk away, you may try and get them back into your life, or you may try and place them back in your life. There's a little bit of maybe some confusion going on here, but I think it's pretty clear at the same time, though, that you know what needs to happen. But I'm not sure why I'm feeling this apprehension in walking away. It's quite hard, isn't it, Aries? But you know what needs to be done ultimately. Them staying in your life, or it staying in your life, whatever it may be for you today, you know that in the long run, it's not really going to serve you. So I feel as though that it's important, Aries, to do what's needed and walk away from the situation, Aries, or the person, place, or thing. It's time to make that decision for yourself, And I know you can do it, Aries. Alright, you got this. Taurus the bull. Well, you came up in your own reading here. And what I'm picking up, Taurus, that during this cycle, I feel that there are some people in your life, Taurus, or person, place, or thing, that you may not be aware of, Taurus. And these people or this person, place, or thing is on the low. I feel they're around Taurus. They're real slick, I feel, in terms of you not knowing Taurus or being aware that of what they do. And I feel, Taurus, that these people, you regard them as part of your family. You regard them as people who are there for you. And I feel as though, Taurus, that you supply them or you give them emotional stability, emotional support, emotional understanding. And I just feel that because of this, you may not be so hip to this, or you may not be aware of these people, person, place, or thing, that doesn't really have your best intention at heart. I feel as though that they maybe give you just enough back in return in terms of reciprocity, and you in turn maybe give them a little bit more. That's what I'm really feeling here. And why I'm saying I feel like it's you doing it, or, you know, you giving to these people and then you unaware of it, is because you came up in your own reading here. Like, I mean, you're upright, so I can see that your intention, your disposition is benign. It's respectable. It's good. You have good intentions. But I just feel as though that there are people or places, things, or situations in your life that may soon come to light, you know, that you need to take inventory, Taurus. Now, I'm not saying be paranoid of every one thing, but I'm just saying that it's time to maybe look at some of these situations, person, places, or things that are in your life that are taking from you in some aspect. And I believe that things may kind of change, or things may come crashing down when this is realized. But Taurus, just know that this is for your best interest. This is for the betterment of who you are. And I'm also picking up here for you, Taurus, to approach the situation with as much diplomacy as you can. Don't stoop down to their or its level and reciprocate back the injustice, because then that kind of, Taurus, makes you sort of like them, and that may have been the attraction in the first place. You know, Taurus, just think about that. I hope all is and goes well during this time. Just, Taurus, make sure that, like I said, you handle this with diplomacy, and you become or be the example of how to properly handle things and show them or it the proper way of doing things, Taurus. Alrighty, Taurus, we'll see ya. Gemini, the twins, what's going on? Okay, so I want to say, Gemini, that during this new moon cycle, I feel as though, Gemini, that it's review time for you. Now, when I say review, what I'm saying or what I'm speaking of is review as to who or what you are giving to, Gemini. Are you giving to those situations that are non-committal? Are you giving to those situations that leave you to have to deal with the aftermath? Given that the aftermath is transpiring or has transpired to be negative, you know? And I don't know why I'm picking up too, Gemini, that, you know, maybe a lot of, or within these situations of negativity, maybe you were looked at as the culprit, or you were looked at as the bad guy, and then you had to endure that aspect of it as well. But I just feel that, Gemini, that this review time, it's here because it's time for you to look at these situations and to look at who or what is involved, and is it really worth the aftermath effect? Why are they non-committal? Why are you being involved in them, you know? And also, since these are general, I want to also say that possibly as well that maybe you can possibly be the one that isn't committing and that leaves others in the aftermath, you know? It could go either way. But I'm feeling like more, this is happening to you, I feel. But, you know, Gemini, throughout these ordeals, you also have to take your end of the responsibility in terms of being an active participant in choosing to indulge in these aspects, you know? But overall, the review portion is about you actually realizing that this is happening, you no longer giving. Actually, I just picked up, you no longer writing the check that you can't cash. I don't know why that's coming up, but that's what came up for you. Also, Gemini, it's learning your self-worth is kind of coming up as well. And, you know, when it comes to learning your self-worth, don't hand out coupons, you know? It's not great. Because I ran out of coupons a long time ago. And I think that you're coming to that conclusion where you're running out of coupons, you know? I think it's coming to the point where you don't even, there are no applicable coupons that are going to be available, you know? But you got this, Gemini. Just figure this out. It's going to be a very slow process, but it doesn't matter how slow, how fast, as long as you get there, and I think that you will get there. I'm also kind of picking up work. Maybe this is involved in your work. Maybe this is involved in other people that you're with regarding work. Well, be good, Gemini. All right? Take this time to no longer hand out any more coupons. Cancer, the crab. All right, so I feel like during this cycle, Cancer, you may find yourself looking at situations in your life where you have more of a discernment this month, I want to say, in regarding what to accept. I can also see here that you are accepting offers, but these offers that you are accepting, they're of great, or they concern discernment within it, because I feel as though that you are now kind of no longer going to accept the crap. You're no longer going to accept only what people feel like giving to you. And I'm picking up that I'm getting an aspect here that you're going to be looked at as kind of like as the bad guy, or the one who decides upon the befitting situation, something to that effect. I'm really picking up on that. And I also feel as though that through this process, it's going to be very confusing for you. It's going to feel like your security or home life or your social circles are going to be rocked during this time. And you're going to kind of have to figure out what the truth is of a situation and what is not. But I really just feel like you're going to get the backlash of it. And you're going to be kind of confused because you're going to kind of come to this conclusion, or you're going to see this weird dynamic within these aspects where you're going to kind of not want to accept something or someone into your life because you see the bad in them, or the negative disposition in them, and then they're going to then mirror that back to you in a sense, and then they're going to make you kind of feel like, or wrong you because of having this decision or making these decisions. But I feel like that mirror wronging is going to, or it's being used as a tactic against you, Cancer, so that you don't leave because they want you to stay for a specific reason or to get something out of you. But I really just feel like it has to do a lot with or surrounding non-committal situations. And I just really feel like I said, it's going to rock your social circles or your situations. And you're going to have to separate between light and dark, I really feel. And I also feel like this is going to take some time, but over time it's going to make sense. It won't right now. This is going to be a latent understanding. And I also feel like you're going to walk through the door of understanding and of self-value and happiness. But be careful during this time as to those people or these situations that make you feel guilty because of these decisions and these choices. Watch out for that. And I'm not sure why I picked this up too, but watch out for wolves in sheep clothing. That's what I really feel this month. Like that's something you're going to have to really watch out for during this time. There's going to be a little bit of deception that's going to be involved or be around this area. But I feel, Cancer, you're going to come out of this. You're going to gain new perspectives, not only for yourself, but from other people. And during this time, you're really going to see who's really there, who's not. It's going to be a shift of consciousness as well. And I hate to bring it up, but this fire energy, right, that we've been talking about for the longest time, you don't have a wands card here or fire of any type. I mean, the center card is Aries, so it can be fire. But, you know, I'm just saying what we've been talking about, I feel like now it's time to implement it. Now it's time to use it to discern between what you are being given and what you deserve. All right, Cancer, so I have faith in you. I know you can do it during this time, okay? All right, Cancer, we'll see ya. Leo the lion. Alrighty, so I feel that during this cycle, you're no longer confused. There may be traces of it because I see that you're coming out of that confusion. And I really feel like coming out of this confusion, and why you probably have went through it, is because there's a shift of consciousness here. And in saying all of that, what I feel like coming out of this confusion is that you're now starting to realize what you need and who can supply that for you. And when I say that, I don't mean it in a negative sense or with a negative aspect attached to it in terms of like what you can get out of people. That's not where I'm going with it. Where I'm going with it is, who are those people or situations that are in your life that add structure to it, that adds meaning to it, that you can learn from, that keeps you stable, you know, that adds value to your life, I feel. And I also see you cutting this out, that which doesn't serve you. And you've been in extreme contemplation about this, and you now have the flashlight within the dark room, you know? And like I said, I can see you're cutting this out, but I feel, Leo, that there's another aspect attached to this where when you cut these people out, you may not really necessarily want to do it, but I feel as though that you kind of needed to do it, so you may feel like you were kind of forced to do it in a sense. So in feeling like that, I'm also picking up kind of being upset that there may have been some delusion in this in terms of people tricking you, or you being under, can I say it, under believing falsehoods from people. But back to what I was saying, but throughout and through in that, I feel as though that when you're cutting this out, be careful, Leo, of how you say things. And I'm just picking up, not only watch how you say things, or be mindful of how you say things and how you cut these situations, people, places, or things out, but be mindful of who's around. And when I say who's around, I want to say that during this time, even though it's rightfully yours to do this, but I feel like during this time, other people around may see how you delegate this and how you handle this, and people that are around you still may like or still may want in your life, they may see if you were to handle this the wrong way or do it in a malicious manner, that they may drift away from you, and you like them and you want them in your life, and they add structure. So kind of like it'll be a late-in mistake, I feel. I don't know why I'm picking that up here too. But just be mindful of, how you cut people out and the things that you say. Even though, like I said, I do feel like if you were wronged, by all means, you have the stage, to express yourself, but just be careful how you express yourself because of surrounding people. That's what I'm really feeling like. You want to do this correctly. You don't want to do this, you don't want to do this in the wrong way or handle it incorrectly. Because I feel like you're going to be the example. You're going to set the stage as well for other people around you as well to see how to properly do this, how to cut things out of your life, people, places, or things out that no longer serve you. So just be mindful of that, Leo. Okay? Alrighty. We'll see ya. Viggity, 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 Virgo. Alrighty. Virgo, so I feel like during this moon cycle, you're creating these, I don't know why I picked up the word anomalies. That's weird. You're creating these situations, I feel, Virgo, that are preventing you from moving forward. It's also preventing you from finding a solution to it. I don't know why I'm picking up like you're putting yourself in untenable situations. You are... Okay, I just picked up too that maybe some of you don't want to find a solution to not moving forward, if that makes sense. There are other aspects that are affecting this, of course, but that's on an individual, personal basis, But I just feel that we're not moving forward right now. I'm also picking up here that some of you, maybe you're embracing the stagnation, but it's more of a waiting period. It's more of a surrendering, a release period where, you feel like, you're in a situation that you can't get out of, right? But you're choosing to back up from it and not giving to the situation, or giving to the situation very slowly, so that maybe in the end, it looks like you gave something or more than you did, just so you can kind of remove yourself or back up from a situation which you can't get out of, or that is unavoidable. I kind of feel for some of you. But it's definitely, I don't feel like it's really, really, really bad. I just feel like there's a lot of, or somewhat of stagnation involved for some of you, like I said. But there's also healthy avoidance, if that even makes sense for some of you. I'm also really kind of feeling that this is what has been needing to happen for you, Virgo, for a while already. I'm also picking up like getting rid of the smoke and mirrors. I just picked up too for maybe for some of you, you're no longer going to give income or some type of money or monetary amount to individuals who don't do the proper thing with it, or some of you may have been giving supplemental income to someone, and they told you it was for this reason, and then you gave it to them to support them for that reason, but then you later find out that it wasn't for that. It was for something that hinders that individual from moving forward. And something like that, Virgo. But just know, Virgo, that you gave it to that person with the proper intention in your heart, or with a good intention or soul behind it, you know? But now that you have found out if this is, you know, resonating with you, now the ball's in your court in terms of what you're going to do with it now. Are you going to continue to give it to that person, or are you going to not? And you may have some difficulty in terms of approaching that or correcting that issue. But I feel like you can do it, Virgo. It's going to take a little bit of time, I feel, to develop that that idea, or that to develop how to approach the issue. But I think you'll be able to do it. All right, Virgo, stay focused during this moon cycle. I also want to say and pick up, observe others around you, and you'll find more information out. I don't know, that for some of you, that's kind of what I'm picking up, but all right, Virgo, we'll see ya. Libra scales. Okay. So, during this moon cycle, I'm feeling like you have gained some clarity. You saw the truth in something. You have come out of a period of rock bottom, and this clarity has, I just got the image of like a cloak over your entire body. That was a little bit strange, but this clarity is going to be like a cloak of truth over your entire body. I feel as though, Libra, that this is great, don't get me wrong, but I just feel as though that it may throw you in a whirlwind, because you may kind of feel that wrong. You may feel like someone did you wrong, you know, or you may not look at this from a spiritual aspect in terms of how to approach this issue with compassion, I'm feeling, and with in a respectful manner, I feel. Even though, yes, you know, someone did you wrong, of course, but let's not stoop to their level. We always want to be the example, Libra, in terms of how to approach the issue in the proper way, because if you approach it the way that that individual approached it who has done you wrong, I feel as though that when we act the way that they do, I feel as though that we aren't the example. We're kind of just like them, you know? And when I say just like them, what I'm implying or what I'm saying is that we act just like them. So then we give them ammunition to then rebuttal against us and say, well, you did the same thing that I did, so what makes us different? Like that kind of thing. And you want to always make sure, Libra, that when you walk away from something, you walk away with your integrity and love yourself throughout the entirety of it. But also, you want to show that person and also walk in your truth, right? Regarding how you are not like them and how you don't want to display or exhibit yourself as being as so, you know? And what I'm also picking up is we need to look at these situations that transpire as so, and we need to see what we've learned from them. And I'm also picking up, Libra, don't blame yourself in terms of like, why didn't I see anything, and why didn't I see this before? How dumb was I? Don't beat yourself up like that. You can correct yourself. That's okay. I'm all for that, and just that's great to do in general. But be careful how you speak to yourself, because I feel like then the manner as to which we speak to ourselves or reprimand ourselves or correct ourselves during this time, it's going to shape your perception, and you may end up carrying residuals of anger regarding this issue. And especially if you've already cut the crap out and you found the truth and you removed yourself from the lie, let's not carry, you know, residuals of that and then harbor that within ourselves. I feel like this is this aspect, Libra, is going to be subconscious, and it's very, very, very subconscious. But just be careful, how you speak to yourself. But you did gain some clarity during this time. Don't critique yourself too much or correct yourself in terms of, in a spiritual sense. Don't think that you fell off your path because you didn't see it earlier. Don't question yourself like that. God has presented it to you and you corrected it in that manner. And that's good enough, Libra, okay? All right, Libra, we'll see ya. Scorpio, Scorpiolo. Alrighty. So I feel that during this time, Scorpio, you are starting to see what's really coming from those seeds you're planting. I'm also picking up, what are you waiting for? What are you really waiting for? Is it going to be that as to which you expect? But it's more of that in which you respect or expect back in return in terms of proper and healthy reciprocity. And I'm feeling as though that right now you feel like you are not moving forward because of this. But I feel like you kind of maybe don't really know this right now. Or you're starting to come to that conclusion as to realizing, like, what really am I putting work into? What am I waiting for? And then I also feel that during this time, the fact that it's maybe not returning back to you, you feel as though, or you've come to the conclusion too, like, why am I still waiting? Why hasn't this happened yet? You're starting to really see this now, and you're starting to really question it. But there's another aspect attached to it in terms of not moving forward. And you feel as though because you're not moving forward, but you're still waiting, you're in limbo and you're confused about that. But don't worry, because this time of waiting may just present either opportunities I'm picking up, or you are going to see the negligence of whatever you're putting into because it's not coming back. I feel like this maybe hasn't transpired yet, or the outcome isn't, it's kind of up in the air, I feel. I'm also picking up too that during this moment or this phase of stagnation, it's supposed to help rear you in terms of understanding the quality as to which you put into something. Do you get that same back, respectively and accordingly to the individual or to the aspect in question here? During this time, because of this stagnation, you really feel that you're being pulled in different directions. Okay, for some of you, I'm also feeling that maybe you have multiple options right now too. And you're coming to a point where you don't know which one to decide. And because of this indecision, things are not moving forward. And I also feel that during this time, you may kind of conclude, okay, I'm picking up for some of you, there may be two people that are involved, or two choices regarding people that are involved. You like a lot of things within person one, and you like a lot of things within person two. And then it's like if person one had what person two had, and sort of like a specific aspect, then person one would be great. But then if person two had an aspect that you really like that person one has, then person two would be great. It's almost like these two people or these two options, it could be up to 7, but I'm just saying, these two here, you just feel like if these two things, people, places, or things, had what it is that the other option has, and I feel like it's one small aspect that they'll be perfect. But I feel as though that's the reason why these two options don't have that, is because you maybe shouldn't take any of them. And this is what's causing a lot of the stagnation. But Scorpio, you'll figure it out. I know you will. But you're going to have to make a decision. You really are. All right, Scorpio. We'll see ya. Sagittarius, the Archer. Alrighty. Okay, check this out. So, the center card right there, right? The Gesture of Winds reversed. That's the Page of Swords. Right? Just from a different deck. And then you have the Page of Swords here as well, but upright. So, Sag, I'm feeling that during this time, you are going to see or experience these two aspects, or these two realms that are gonna come together. These two people, two places, two things, two situations, whatever it may be. And how they operate. The information that's coming through between both of them. One is respectable and one is dependable and the other one is not. But it's very confusing, and I feel as though that light is going to be shed on this. It's going to be illuminated pretty soon, and you're going to see the differences or the antithesis of these two aspects. I'm also picking up here too, Sag, that you may see two sides to yourself. Like a light side and a dark side, almost like an ego and a spiritual side. Something to that effect, where one is dark, the other is light. And that may come to light, or light will be shed on it. It's going to be noticeable during this time. And you may kind of be holding on for dear life. And I think it's really interesting here too how the Page of Swords on the far left hand side, the sword is clear. So when I see that, it's like you're going to see right through this. It's going to be very apparent to you. I'm also getting here, or picking up here, that you're going to find a way out of this though. There's going to be a passageway open for you. And you're going to see right through this. This is going to be, I feel, a difficult time for you. It's almost, I'm kind of picking up too here that there's another aspect here where it's, you don't know which to choose, which to believe. And what to do with the dark aspect. There's a little bit of confusion in your spread here as well. I just really feel, Sag, that you're going to see the dualistic things, or the dualistic aspects of something, a person, place, or a thing during this time. But I feel as though you're going to come out on top though. And it may take some time to come out on top. But I do see you coming out on top. And whatever the end result is, Sag, don't be upset at it, because that's what it was supposed to be. Because I'm kind of feeling like this is meant for your soulful growth. Whenever we move forward, we can't take everyone with us. That's what I'm picking up here, Sag. Alrighty? Have faith in yourself and trust yourself based upon your morals and your own ethics, so that therefore, in the end, you know that you were walking in your truth and that you don't have any regrets. Alright, Sag, we'll see you. Alright, Capricorn, the sea goat. Alrighty. Some truth has presented itself, some clarity has presented itself. And Cap, this may either prevent you from looking at it in a spiritual sense, may prevent you from transcending or transforming or it's preventing you from moving forward spiritually, I feel. Now, this is going to be different for many of you, but it's something to that effect of those three aspects aforementioned. But whatever it may be for you today, Cap, it's you're going to be mad about it. I believe that a lot of this has to do with communication. Absolutely. I'm also picking up here too that someone or something may instill fear in you. This fear will then maybe debilitate you from moving forward. I'm also picking up that whatever this truth is, or whatever comes to light here regarding clarity, it may rock you spiritually and may set you back in terms of you needing to, or you feeling like you have to unlearn everything that you once stood for or stand for. Don't take it as a hindrance. Take it as something to move forward with. I'm also picking up that be somewhat elated that this has been presented, because you would have then continued to move forward without this clarity, and it would have either exacerbated or worsened the effect in the long run. I'm also getting here too that use this time to review where or what your initial beliefs were. Where did they come from? If they came from other people, then knock those people out of your life, possibly, if they're still around. But whatever it is, Cap, I feel that you should not, be very berating in the manner as to which you correct it, because they actually did you a favor. Whatever this may be for you today. You were presented with clarity, and now it's time to start over, And that's the thing about a spiritual walk. Sometimes things are appropriate or they're right for that moment in time, and we're always evolving spiritually. So we must take those aspects, if it is spiritually related, take those aspects and treat them with understanding, and be grateful in a sense that they were presented to you so you can move forward more affirmed, or more affirmed within your truth, I feel. All right, Cap, we'll see ya. All right, Aquarius, whatever transpires during this moon cycle, I feel as though that the end result is going to be what you make of it. And I don't know why I'm picking that up for you guys, but I'm really picking that up. I'm not saying that this is your fault, but we must anticipate things, and how it ends is befitting, or it is of the essence in terms of how we handle it. Also, I'm picking up too for you, Aquarius, perception is going to be a huge one here. There may be lies involved, and you feel like you cannot move forward with it, but you can. But also there's an aspect to here of not transforming because of it. And we have to remember that our transformation is our own responsibility. We can't be the victim, even though these things have happened to you. Okay, Aquarius, you may have swam dirty waters, and I understand you got pushed in, but I feel as though that you know how to swim. It sucks that you're wet, don't get me wrong, but you can't say, oh my God, I almost drowned. I hope you hear what I'm saying here and you pick up what I'm kind of conveying here. But there's a strong element here in terms of not transforming. And that's, like I said, your own responsibility. And you cannot accuse or blame anyone for the prevention of your transformation. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to it, and also you can control how you anticipate it. Aquarius, I'm also picking up here too that because you're not moving forward, or you feel like you're not moving forward, or you feel like things are not moving within your favor, you may then kind of try and be the trickster and kind of let that influence you in terms of maybe creating fathoming up falsehoods or lies, and therefore you are putting yourself in a position where when this wave of energy passes, then you cannot transform. It's something like that, Aquarius, something to that effect, either or, regarding the two situations aforementioned here. But it really has a lot to do with the end result being your responsibility. That's just kind of really what I'm picking up, Aquarius. And I apologize if my tone sounds a little bit rough here. But I'm just feeling, Aquarius, that in the end, you only have yourself to blame, Aquarius. That's just what I'm feeling, and I hope that you take this as being constructive, you know. And it's only meant to be constructive, you know, Aquarius. Yeah, that's what I'm really picking up for you. So, Aquarius, just I think the best advice I can give for you during this time is just to always remember to try and strive, Aquarius, to leave situations better than you find them. All right, Aquarius, we'll see ya. Pisces, my double fish. All right, Pisces, you ain't trying to walk away, huh? You're like, oh, hell no. You don't want to walk away, Pisces. I can really see that. And it's really affecting how you are getting along, or how you are participating in whatever this may be for you. But I feel as though that during this moon cycle, Pisces, you may be kind of believing your own lies, maybe, Pisces. I'm not sure why I'm picking that up. I'm also picking up here too that you're not, or you may find that it's a little bit difficult this time to understand the truth of the situation, almost like, not finding the truth or not wanting to see the real truth of the situation. But Pisces, you must remember, and I must tell you that whenever we believe our own lies or believe our own disillusionment, that means, Pisces, that we know what the truth is. We are just choosing to ignore it. In ignoring the truth means that you understand, and you are acknowledging that you know what the real truth is. You understand what I'm saying? That's really what I'm feeling during this time. I'm also picking up here too that you may be doing things or viewing things from a non-spiritual aspect. You may have lost touch with God, your guides, who or whatever it is that you confide in. It's all the same source, Pisces, you know, and you're the 12th house. Neptune rules you. You understand that more than any one of us. I don't want picking up animals too, like fights or arguments about animals. That's kind of strange. And there's an aspect here too, Pisces, that you believe that this is for the betterment of yourself, or you believe that this is what's best for you. But Pisces, if this really is what's best for you, why are we choosing to not acknowledge? Okay, let me take that back, because you are acknowledging it. If this is what's best for you, why are we choosing, Pisces, to believe our own disillusionment? And why are we not getting along with other people? Or why do we feel that we have to be dishonest within the situation? Or why is there contention coming up from it? If that makes sense. Really have a review on that and see where this is stemming from. See where and why you're not getting along with people. And I'm not blaming this all on you. It's more of the end result you are responsible for regarding yourself. That's really what I'm getting, Pisces. And I hate to give such of a reading when there's a 9 of Cups right here. I mean, that's a beautiful card, but not with the other 2 cards present. Because I just feel, Pisces, that not only do you not want to walk away, but you really don't want to move on to greener pastures as well. And God's trying to show you that you're not getting along with people, or things are not working out regarding being in harmony with these individuals or this circumstance. There's no harmony within it. I'm also picking up like you feel like you're constantly hitting a brick wall, but the devotion's there, Pisces, but it's just misplaced, you know? And I feel as though that when you do find what this is and you correct it in the manner as to which makes you happy, and that's in accordance with your spiritual path, you are then going to understand why all of this has transpired, Pisces. Okay? All right, be strong. You can do this. Take a look around and listen to what other people say about other people when they are not present, because they're probably maybe doing that to you or about you when you're not present. That makes sense. All right, Pisces, we'll see you.